I'm Paul DeMeo.
Joe Johnston.
Billy Campbell.
William Stout.
Rick Baker.
Danny Bilson.
Well, it's great to have all of you here. This is the first time in 20 years that some of you have seen this film. Who has not seen this film in 20 years since it
I haven't
debuted?
seen this film in 20 years.
And what is it like seeing it again on the big screen?
It was a time capsule for me. It was or maybe I should say a time warp. It's really strange, and it holds up beautifully, and it's a lot funnier than I remembered it being. Probably wasn't having a lot of fun at the time, I guess.
You were good-natured.
Was I?
You were good-natured. With us. You weren't so good-natured with Disney.
Let's not go there. There are
So
Disney
they
people
cut the
here.
schedule on the nightclub. That's the
What's
part
that?
I remember the most. When they took the days out of the nightclub scene.
Yeah.
I remember being on the set a couple of times during that time with you, and you were.
It was hard.
Yeah, it was tough.
The Zeppelin, the gondola is the one that I think killed us. We scheduled for 3 days, we shot 9. They just weren't happy with that.
And one last one from me. As the years have gone by and you've looked back on this film, is there anything that you particularly prefer, you particularly liked in the way this film turned out?
It's you.
Oh. I just think it's just the sweetest film. I thought it was sweet then, but I think it's a wonderfully sweet, good-natured film, and I love it. I love it. I love it more than I did then.
And
Yeah, the film is so much like Dave's personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And we always said that you guys built that first time he flies sequence. It's almost exactly like the comic book, because we just took it right out of the book, and you guys took it and were completely faithful to that, and it goes all the way back to Dave. That sequence in particular is completely pure.
The funny thing is, I have a fear of flying, and Joe came in the beginning and said, we have this notion that we'd like to actually take you flying when we're doing the GB sequence. And he said, do you have any problem with that? And my testicles went up inside my body, and I said, absolutely not. No problem whatsoever. And
You didn't look scared.
I was scared shitless.
Didn't you almost buy the GB?
I did buy the GB.
Oh, you did buy it?
I had to buy it so that it wouldn't be sold from the guy who had built it.
Right.
He was going to sell it. It's the only GB in the world, and he wanted $25,000 for it. I went to Disney and said, "You got to buy this plane. It's the only one in the world. It's exactly what we need for the movie." And they said, "Well, it's going to take some time. It's going to have to go across all these desks, and everyone's going to have to okay the purchase and everything." I said, "Forget it." I bought the plane. I bought the plane from the guy, and I sold it to Disney for I think $1 more than I paid for it.
Wow. Where is it now?
It's in the Museum of Flying in Santa Monica Airport.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's hanging up in the lobby. It's great. Doesn't belong to me anymore. So. Damn it.
Well, I'm just thinking, so 20 years later, how does this film compare to how it looked originally when you saw it on this big screen?
Well, this is the best print I've ever seen. It's a new digital print, I guess, and it's fantastic. I mean, it looks,
It's so.
I also appreciate the lack of CG in the movie.
Yeah.
When you see these movies where they had to actually do the things, blow stuff up, fly planes, you can really feel the difference, I think.
Yeah,
It's really obvious.
The scale of the sets, like the top of the Zeppelin, the nightclub, it was nuts.
Even the miniatures, just the way they look, it's just fantastic.
Real old school filmmaking.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you had tried to do that you couldn't for technical or financial reasons?
There were lots of things we couldn't do for financial reasons. There was a sequence where I think he accidentally lands in
Chinese theater?
in front of the Chinese theater.
Yeah.
His feet land in the cement.
Right. That was one of the last things cut, I think.
Yeah.
Because you can see there is a shot where he flies
Past the ground.
past
Right.
it. Yeah.
Right.
And I think in the script he got blinded by the
Searchlight.
Klieg lights, and he
Right.
lands, and his feet go in the cement, and he blasts off, and they grab Sid Grauman. I think grabs the pen from who was it, Danny? Betty Davis or somebody was supposed to be doing her, and he signs the Rocketeer in the cement.
Was that storyboarded by you at all?
Oh, not me. Not by me. Who did? Oh, the storyboard. Actually, one of the storyboard guys, Ed Eith, worked for me on Masters of the Universe. It was great.
But that was a pretty late cut, as I recall.
It was.
We were going to do it.
Yeah, we were getting very close, and it was just the sort of the straw that broke the camel's back, budget-wise. Yeah.
Did you guys shoot the Enigma machine scene?
In his secret room.
Yeah. Why did they take that out?
Well, it's in there. The machine is in
the
there.
room. You can see the machine.
I think I mean, we had a prop that we built
like one,
just
a
like
real
it.
one. Actually, I think you guys had one of the only.
Did we?
Yeah.
Wow.
They make
I
a
didn't know that.
nice Blu-ray extra.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can any of you discuss the wonderful score by James Horner?
God, it makes me cry every time I hear it.
I think it's one of the best scores he's ever written. I think it fits the movie perfectly. It's great. It's just a great score.
Do you guys have a favorite scene that you shot from the film? Your favorite
Besides
memory?
the kissing.
I was just going to say. I was trying to think of another scene. But, gosh,
It's too many.
Yeah.
Too many. Everything we shot in the Bulldog Cafe, I loved. That was just, we were in there for several days, and it was just everything about it was just great.
The casting was great. I think
Yeah,
you guys
great
did a great
casting.
job with his characters.
Yeah, I know she did that old school casting where even the minor characters, actually people who don't have lines, have really distinctive faces, which
Even
is
the
what I love
gangsters,
about the
too.
30s
Yeah.
films.
And didn't we see Tiny in another part in the course of the
Yeah.
film?
Yeah.
He was the farmer who said,
Big
or he was
Gopher.
standing with the guy who said "Big Gopher, Big
Yeah.
Gopher."
Yeah.
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 Now, was that done to let everybody see what he really looks like, or was he just there, or what?
Well, he was always there, but yeah, we wanted to put him in as himself somewhere.